Hello and welcome to the Valley News Now Network. Duke Schindler here on the desk for you today, and we got a special interview here, especially in the community of Fargo. We want to welcome in new owner of Don's Car Wash here, Jarrod Schultes. Jarrod, obviously taking over. How you doing here so far?
It's a little bit rougher than we expected starting out. I've done startups before in the C-store industry, and we're used to seeing the low numbers, but the transition is definitely a lot more stressful than I expected.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like you won't be taking over the Don's name here. You're going to be rebranding to something else. Just let us know about that.
Yeah, so a couple of my partners, we've been working on this project about 3 years, and we wanted a name that kind of incorporated our values of what we wanted in the company. So one of them said, well, why not integrity? And we're like, I don't know, but it seems to have stuck, so we like it.
Awesome. Well, I like it too. And just tell me a little bit more about who you are, Jarrod, with you and your wife taking over this business. Are you guys from the area here, or where'd you guys come from?
Yeah, so we grew up. She grew up in Fergus Falls. I was in Dent, Minnesota, so both, about an hour to an hour and a half away. Mm-hmm. I started with Holiday in Fergus Falls when we were living in that area, and then kind of got promoted up to the district manager in Fargo Moorhead. So we moved up here just about 8 years ago, I think.
Yeah. So. And then, what kind of had you moving down here? How did you get here through working?
So I started as a cashier in Fergus Falls, worked up to store manager, and then there was kind of a longer process than I expected, but the goal was to come open a new store in West Fargo here. And then there was kind of that promise of being promoted to the district manager over time. So.
Right, and then, first and foremost here, you guys taking over Don's Car Wash, a bigger gas station. Yeah. And this is going to be your first real business that you owned as well. Yeah. Why take over Don's? What had you looking at that specific location to be like, we can do something here?
Yeah, so we've got a local partner that we were working with, and we were looking at some properties, and we were looking at building new. And then one of my partners, Joe, we were kind of just going through maps of the area, and probably 2 to 3 months prior to finding out that Don's was for sale, we were like, man, it's a good location. It's too bad that it's taken. And then, we had properties fall through, and then eventually one of the guys we were working with called, and he goes, hey, Don's is for sale. Would you be interested in that? And we're like, oh, okay. Maybe that just kind of played itself out. So.
Right, yeah, just a great place to start too. And to be clear, because there's more than one Don's Car Wash here in the area, the one you own is on 52nd Avenue, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. And then I haven't been around there lately quite yet. Did you guys get up an integrity sign, or when are some of these changes coming to the store?
So because of the tight timeline we had between finding out Don's was for sale and closing, we didn't get the signage. Basically, there was a 6 to 8 week lead time on signage, so that we had to wait till we knew we were moving to closing. We're rebranding with Cenex for fuel, and then we've got an integrity sign coming the same time. So that's probably about another 4 to 6 weeks out.
Perfect. And one of the things that stood out to me here with you guys taking over is, which your wife Kristen told me in the email, letting people know that you guys aren't some big corporate, sham coming out here to take over the gas station.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys are looking to be the opposite of that. So, what's different with you taking over compared to a Circle K or another big company?
Yeah, so some of the things that frustrated me over the years, I really enjoyed the company that I started with, and there were some culture changes at the end there that I just weren't on board with. Mm-hmm. But I've been in these stores, I've seen the profits, I know what they make, and sometimes it's frustrating when you've got your budget that you can give back to the community, and compared to what you're bringing in, it's just, to me, not really giving back. So we want to grow, but the biggest thing we want is we want to be able to impact our communities in a positive way. And so starting with Fargo-Moorhead, you know, we've talked about some of the profits that we made, that I had made with some of the stores I'd managed, and some of the things we could do. You know, getting involved with donating toward human trafficking causes and stuff like that to try to help get kids and women out of those situations and things like that. So we've got a lot of ideas and things we want to do. You know, we understand the community is what makes us successful, and the people that we hire, our employees. We want to go above and beyond for those people and just find ways to give back. So.
For sure. And then, you know, you mentioned that you've worked at managed other gas stations before. You know, what are you taking from your experience that you want to bring in to integrity here?
So I have a pretty strong knowledge on the operations side. I'm pretty new to the accounting and all the back office stuff, and we've got a lot of people that are helping out. But I think the biggest thing is just understanding that customers aren't just numbers. You know, they're people that need to be valued and appreciated. And I think that mentality has probably been the reason for the majority of my success with the company I was with. So.
Right, and a great place to start here in Fargo, a very, very community-based, you know, population here, and obviously you've known that, kind of being an hour out only. You know, you mentioned Cenex, moving the gas to Cenex, bringing in the integrity sign. Are there going to be any changes that you're planning to do within the store itself, and are we going to get more kind of an overhaul remodel, or is it just kind of placing different things in elsewhere?
So we have to make sure we're profitable first. The store, when we bought it out, was not profitable, and I think that's probably the driving decision for why he sold. You know, we have dreams to remodel, like the checkout, and remodel the sales floor. We moved some shelving around. We've done a lot of deep cleaning. The food program is probably going to be the biggest change. So they had Champs Chicken previously and moved to Hot Stuff. So we're moving back to Champs Chicken. We've got a really strong relationship with those guys. Hangar 54 Pizza, which will be similar to Hot Stuff. But bringing back the fried chicken and chicken tenders and stuff like that will be hopefully what the community wants.
My girlfriend can't get enough of chicken tenders, so I'm sure she'll be there at some point.
Sure.
Besides the chicken, is there anything else you're getting excited about for the hot food plates, anything like that?
So we're partnering with DoorDash so we can do delivery and stuff. You know, one of the things we want to do once we cross that line to where we're, you know, not worried about running in the red, using that food program to find ways to give back. So like free meals for veterans on Veterans Day. You know, maybe working with the food shelf to maybe supply meals to the area, things like that. So. Absolutely,
and that's just kind of a massive emphasis on the community that you guys want to, you know, move towards.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about the human trafficking side, you want to give back to that, or just the veterans itself. Is there any personal tie to that at all, or is it just something you see and you want to help out with?
Definitely gets me emotional. Just, I think, sympathetic for the people that are in that situation, especially kids. So.
For sure.
But no, I don't have anything personal that ties me to it other than a passion to see it stop. So.
Right. And then when did you guys kind of officially relaunch the gas station there?
So we officially closed on the 23rd, and we were hoping to only be down for a day, but we reopened on the 25th.
Gotcha. And obviously taking over a business is a brand new thing.
Yeah.
A bunch of different things you got to think about, but when you think about the future, right, getting the profit back, making it a profitable, business. What are you excited about most by taking over the store?
I think for me, it's just, hopefully proving that I can do it.
Yeah.
It's I've done it before. It's a lot easier when you're working with the corporation's money, and it's not
it's
something
not coming out of your pocket.
right. So for me, like I took a pretty big pay cut from what we're expecting to get this going. I've got staff there that are making more than me, but as long as I can feed the family, we've got 6 kids. I guess I don't need padded pockets. I want to make sure that our staff are taken care of before myself. So.
Sure, very, very admirable, very admirable. When you kind of look at the outlook of what's happening here, like I mentioned, breaking even, start to make a profit here, what do you really want to get out of this experience?
Ideally, I want to help grow something that my kids can work into and take over.
Yeah.
That was one thing that with the previous company, it was family owned. And I don't want to grow something and then see a corporation with values that don't align with mine just come and take it over and do what they want. So I'm really hoping that my kids want to be involved, and it sounds like they do. They're pretty excited about it. So I'm hoping we can grow to,
How old are your kids?
So my oldest is 15. I've got a 13-year-old boy. I've got 2 that are about to turn 11 that they're not twins. I don't think adopted is the right word, but we have a family member that we take care of. And then we've got a 7-year-old boy and a 4-year-old daughter. So.
It's not too far long ago when I was that bright-eyed kid. I know if my dad had a business of his own, or like a gas station with a bunch of snacks, I'd be all over that. I'd be like, can I help restock? Can I do something? Can I do this or that?
Yeah.
That's got to be an exciting journey for you guys. Obviously, you want to break that even point, but just the outlook of this new gas station you guys are taking over, pretty cool stuff. When it all comes down to it, Jarrod, I appreciate you for coming on here. This has been a great conversation. Is there anything that you'd like the people kind of to know, who you guys are that we haven't really covered here?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, especially with a lot of the issues we've had starting out, most specifically the car wash, we're a new brand, but it's not a new store, it's not new equipment. So. There's unexpected issues that we're dealing with, and we're committed to work those out. But I just want people to know that our goal isn't the bottom line. Our goal is to have an impact on their day. So even if this is a situation where, I come out just making sure expenses are paid and I don't have a ton of profit, if I feel like we're impacting people and improving their lives in some way, I'll be satisfied. So.
Yeah, and also proving to yourself, that you can do it. Well, Jarrod, appreciate you hopping on here, coming down to the studio and just chatting about this, your new venture here. So, we wish you nothing but the best of luck, and thank you once again for hopping on.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it, Jarrod. Well, thank you as well for joining us here for Valley News Now. Make sure to check out the new car wash and gas station here. We'll have more and hopefully follow up with Jarrod at some point. But for now on the Valley News Now Network, I'm Duke Schindler. We'll catch you later.